Hey everyone, welcome back to Solo Queue tip of the day number 13. So for today's lesson, it's actually quite interesting because I completely forgot about this topic, and this is calling off objectives. And so today in my game that I managed to do this, it actually cost my team getting aced. So I'll kind of step you through what I saw and how you can implement it in your own games. So to give a bit of context here, it's 21 minutes of the game, Infernal Dragon's coming up, everyone's kind of grouping around it. I'm versing a very fed Akali who has 25 stacks of Medjais, and a Vladimir. And their Xayah's spiked way earlier than my Ashe because my Ashe hasn't even got second item yet. I haven't got second item yet, and my Ryze is quite behind. So I know heading into this fight, it's going to be very, very difficult. And majority of the time in your games, no one's brave enough to call it off. And usually you just go in, they do not want to give up Infernal Dragon. Everyone has this absolute obsession about Infernal Dragon, and they'll just fight and rather die than give it up. Even though we already had one Infernal Dragon and they had no Infernal Dragons. So I remember I was sitting here, I was like, this does not feel right to be going for this play. And then when I realized, I'm like, wait, it's not the end of the world if we just give up this dragon. And they had full control in here, and I knew there's no way we're going to pull off this team fight because Akali's just going to flank us. He's going to kill me and Ashe because we're super immobile. It's going to be a nightmare. So I just start pinging back, and I just walked up and I told the team, give, give, give. And everyone just disperses, goes back to their lanes, and we give the dragon. And something that's really interesting is that sometimes when you're in the heat of the moment, you don't even realize, but giving this one dragon is not the end of the game. We already had one dragon. No one's really at their proper power spikes apart from Shyvana. And there's not a hope in hell we're going to win this fight. And in another universe, they get that dragon, they go straight up here to Baron, get Baron, they ace us, and then they probably end the game or we just forfeit. And it just got me thinking, like, wow, what I should have done in hindsight is I actually should have called off that dragon 45 seconds in advance or a minute, because I know there's no way we're going to be able to win that fight. Akali was super fed. Vlad's hit his spike 2 items. He's level 13, so he's got his level 2 ultimate. There's just no way we're going to win this fight. And I could have called this way earlier in advance. I would have been able to push all the way deep up here. We would have been able to get full control on topside and vision and then reset and come back on the map and prepare for Baron. But we did it a little later. I mean, better late than never, because we would have got aced. And it ended up stalling out this game a little bit and getting us to our power spikes. It ended up being a really close game. So, found this interesting. And this isn't just specific for dragons. This is for Rift Herald, sometimes it's for Barons, it could be for invades. Any of these plays that you feel like it's going to get your entire team in trouble, especially like around these dragons, now that the elemental dragon change, everyone wants to play around dragons. Don't be afraid to call it off if you think it's a lost fight. And a lot of these times, one dragon is not going to be the difference. Getting to your power spikes and your levels is a lot more important. And, if you can trade it for more camps and a counter jungle or vision or whatever it is, that's even better. But if not, saving your team from getting ace is a bonus. So try this out in your own game. See if it actually helps. For me, it helps a lot in this specific game. And let me know how it goes for you. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Cheers.